All art toy designers, either they will sculpt or they will do extra things or hand paint onto their toy itself. I hope I'm not like, you grow old and then you have nothing to do, you started to have crises and stuff like that. So at least if I know that I'm doing this, I can do until the day I'm gone. My name is Lim Chun Woei. I'm the creator and founder of Urban Creatures. When I started Urban Creatures back in 2005, so I thought maybe this is a chance that I don't want my company to be called just a name, but I can create characters for the company itself. So when I create the characters for the company, so I thought maybe I don't want it to end at illustration stage. I want it to become a toy. Every designers would have a concept or ideas of their own. So I do have people who ask me, hey, why do you do all these non-functioning characters or toys? Like people collect stamps, people collecting old money, people collecting old coins. So different people would have their own different thoughts about what they are collecting. So when I collect them, I don't collect them as just a toy, but I collect them as I like the designer's work. Not just the toy itself, but because it has that representation of the artists themselves. When I learned about art toys is basically at the end of the 90s when Michael Lau, Futura, you have Calls, Devil Robots in the market. So during that time, I collected Kubricks from Devil Robots and also Tofu, Devil Robots toys. So from there, I find that it's a very interesting things because I can see all these toys in a very different shape. So like for mine is mainly on promoting culture to insert our local cultural identity into the art toy itself. Like if you look at the toys over here, they are all reflecting cultural identity. One of the reasons we produce these art toys is that we reimagine those cultural elements. Like for example, this yang is basically reimagine of the bronze lion outside the Chinese temple, Qilin. To me, I wanted it to become alive and to make it into a character that is not really that scary but has its own story to tell. We cannot just localize everything to be local. You need to understand what people understand most and what people receive more. You have to think about global acceptance. So when we say localize, we will pick certain locality elements. People outside Malaysia will still understand. They will be interested too. When we create art toys, it's basically why people collecting all these toys is because it becomes an icon. So when movies comes out, like for example, that you have pop culture references. So when I do all these things, so those are like my reference, the pop culture for my toys. This is Urban Creatures toy. This guy basically represents the company itself. If you look at the patterns itself, it's basically inspired by batik. And because of the mouth that never closes and the sharp tooth is basically inspired by Qilin. We had this guy, is called Yang, so he's on an adventure to find Yin. Because of this, I can make him into different form, into different colors, patterns. For Urban Creatures itself, it's also inspired by popular culture like Ninja Turtles. Were born from pollution from the society. So I also thought of like designers were always taken as somebody who are weird, but in a way that designers solve a lot of problems that society come up with. I think there are a lot of misunderstanding about art toys because when we have art toys out in the market, so people would ask us, hey, how come you don't want to make movie out of it first, like He-Man and all these things. So one thing about art toys is all limited numbers. So art toys is a form of sculpture, but in a form of a toy. So all art toy designers, either they will sculpt or they will do extra things or hand paint onto their toy itself. So every art toys will come in a very limited numbers, like maybe 20 pieces each design or maybe 30 pieces each design. So because the artist has to paint them one by one. So the art toys price are slightly higher than every other toys that you can find in toy shops. For art toys, because of the limited numbers, we don't mass produce. Like other commercial toys, they are mass produced so they can sell it in a very low price. But art toys, it's basically numbered. So for example, if I produce 30 pieces of art toys with one design, so you're going to get certificate of 01/30 until 30/30. Art toys market in Malaysia, it's building up, people are still very reserved in what are they going to spend because of the spending power in Malaysia is quite low. People would consider this, like if I have 500 ringgit, should I spend on the local toys or fabric and all these things? 2016, me and few others local toy designers like Michael Chua, Abi, we came up with this group called Malaysia Art Toy Showcase. The reasons that we come up with this group is basically to pull in all the designers who are interested in producing their own toys to join us, that we can actually group together to go to different festivals outside Malaysia. Doing this is kind of fun. You make a lot of friends among the toy designers, among all the people who love your stuff. So this is the thing that keep me going. Like how many people feel miserable about their job because they don't love their jobs. A lot of people, even my parents would tell me that it's just your hobby. You cannot turn hobby into career. I think I prove a lot of people wrong, because if you turn your hobby into career, you love your job better. Every day is the moment you wake up, you are basically doing things that you like. I hope that I'm not like any other people who you grow old, you retire, one day you realize that one by one of your friends started to pass away, and then you have nothing to do, you started to have crises and stuff like that. So at least if I know that I'm doing this, I can do until the day I'm gone. Then my advice is don't think too much. So whenever you think too much, the works are not done. You can spend 100 years to think and there's nothing out. You have to go ahead and do it, learn from the failures, then continue working on it.
陶器它不是像画画，它可以画出一个表情、一个哭或是笑这些，它不能，它就是一个线条。其实每个产业它在每个时代它都会要跟着当下时代的审美进步的。你讲是西洋产业的人，那可能是你的审美没有进步。你70年代到现在，你还是做那种感觉的东西出来，现在年轻人是不要的。